This meeting is being recorded.
All right, dude. So they just came out with the 15 finalists for the Hall of Fame for this year's class. A lot of chatter on Twitter about it's too small a class at 5 inductees.
Right.
Narrowed down to 15, and they only have 5 from there. I kind of disagree, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think the fact that the NFL's Hall of Fame is more exclusive than probably any other Hall of Fame, right?
I'd say so. I mean, basketball, that's a joke. I think, didn't you just get inducted in the Basketball Hall of Fame?
I am a member. It was based upon my 337 3-point field goal percentage.
Yeah, I mean, you did hit a nice swish from the driveway the other day. So that qualifies you. But yeah, so the NBA is a joke.
MLB's joke.
That's turned into a big joke.
Yeah. One, they tend to exclude.
They exclude the best players and then put in the,
Yeah. So
designated hitters.
This just in, I'm also in the MLB Hall of Fame.
Well played.
Yeah, I do have a 222 lifetime batting average. So,
yeah, I just missed the cut. I was at 220. So,
well, better luck next time, bro. Maybe a weaker class next year. You're in.
I need one more ground ball with eyes.
Yeah. So we're down to the 15. Right. Yep. I don't believe that 5 is too few.
No,
I think it's just right. I mean, look, there's going to be strong classes sometimes, but you got to appreciate the fact that the legends tend not to retire in groups.
Yeah.
You have to wait 5 years before you're eligible for induction.
Right.
So, and also then you're eligible for quite a few years afterwards, and maybe you don't get in the first time, and that's certainly the case in this year's 15 finalists. That they not all of them are first ballot. So
I'd say this is a weaker class.
Yeah, I think so too, and not to disparage people who are finalists, not at all. But
when I say weaker, I don't mean. I mean, you're still a finalist. That's pretty badass. So
that's very badass. I mean, it's the ultimate. But as you implied, there's no marquee name like last year's classes. So
yeah, right.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So
no further to do.
So the plan is to kind of go through the list. Do you want to try to pick? Do you want to try to narrow it down to 5, or is that what you're thinking? Or are you just gut feeling? Let's just go gut feeling on each player.
Yeah, basically feel facts, right? Whether they are Hall of Fame material or not, whether this year or ever.
Right.
Right. So we'll start with the modern.
Yeah.
The current ones. So we start with Andre Johnson, the great Andre Johnson, receiver mainly for the Texans. Everyone knows for the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Played for the Colts for a hot minute.
Yeah, I think 2 years he played. I don't remember the Titans. They said Titans on there, but I don't remember him really with the Titans. Maybe a year, maybe. I don't know.
Andre Johnson was a beast on a team that underperformed.
Yeah.
And that's the case for a lot of these guys. But there was no denying this guy's talents. He was strong. He was,
he was fast. He was good. He's the real deal.
Yeah, I mean, you get into his stats: over 14,000 yards, over 70 touchdowns, over 1,000 catches. I don't know if that's a big deal. The problem is the teams he played for.
Yeah, no real team success, which
right
kind of need, right?
Yeah, I think is what hampers a lot of eligible players, right?
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate. So obviously as Colts fans, we watched Andre Johnson quite a bit.
Right. Yeah.
And you look up until DeAndre Hopkins when he played for the Texans.
Yeah.
This dude was the beast of the league, in my opinion. I mean, he was. Look, we had Harrison and we had Reggie Wayne during these same years, but I would have taken Andre Johnson in a freaking heartbeat.
For sure.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Talent wise, it's hard to really get better than him specifically at the time as well. So he started in 03. So yeah, I mean, he was a really, really good receiver.
Never great quarterback. Never had a great quarterback.
No. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Is he one of the best who ever played? Yes. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Would I have him on my team? Hell, yes.
Yeah.
Does that make him a Hall of Famer, though?
So this is his second year of eligibility. I'm going to say no to this year specifically. But I can see it would not shock me or offend me if he got in down the road.
No, I'd
say no. I'd say no to this year, honestly, because that's damn near first ballot as a receiver. Is he? I don't know.
Yeah, I concur. And mostly it's team success, right? So mostly team success. So
yeah, you kind of have to have some of that, right?
A little bit, not necessarily as a receiver. Yeah, you want to see it. Some of the guys like offensive linemen, especially, you don't necessarily need it, but as a receiver, you want offensive success, and the Texans offensively weren't that impressive during his tenure. They just weren't. Sorry. So yeah, I wouldn't bat an eye if he was inducted, but no, not first time.
No.
So moving on, sir. How about DeMarcus Ware for the Cowboys and Broncos? Tougher one. I think this is tougher because the Cowboys during his tenure are exactly like the Cowboys are now.
Yeah.
Loaded with talent, including DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah.
And underachieving bastards.
Yeah. Did they win a playoff game when he was with the Cowboys?
I don't know if they did. I mean, this is this
is Tony Romo years, right?
Romo years, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he responsible for that? No, but also,
were they that good of a defense? I really can't recall them being that great of a defense. They were okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was good.
He's good. Obviously, he's really good.
By the time he got to the Broncos, you're talking the twilight years. So he got to play opposite Von Miller.
Yeah,
he benefited from Von Miller, and
that was a good defense.
No, that was a great defense.
Yeah,
but I don't know how much of that defense is because of DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm gonna say no, and he would be in like the Hall of the Really Good to me. He's not I don't see him as a Hall of Famer. That's just my opinion. I don't think that he's like legit the Hall of Famer. He makes me think too much that I don't think so. I say no.
I look, I think he's kind of same thing with Johnson. I think, I don't mind seeing him in there, but you can't put him in first time around. You can't. There's too many other guys who didn't get in who have the exact same resume.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. Not this year. So look, when we say no, we're saying not this year. These guys are finalists. They
Yeah.
could go in at some
Right.
point,
Yeah. Yeah.
but really not this year. So if we move on to something a little closer to home, I think it's his third time on the ballot.
I'm not gonna like my answer on this one. I don't think.
Reggie Wayne for the Colts.
Look, I love Reggie. I love that he stayed on board when we transitioned to Andrew Luck.
He actually was Luck's safety valve. I mean, he helped Luck a lot. Right?
Absolutely. He is a wonderful, wonderful player. I think he's great. I love him. I loved him for the city, especially when he first came on. He came on like gangbusters.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's not a
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
The thing is, his numbers are slightly better than Andre Johnson's.
He's not as good as Andre. Would you agree to that?
I would agree with that. But I think Wayne benefited from better quarterbacking.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. Yeah.
That's the whole deal here. Reggie Wayne had Peyton Manning and then Andrew Luck throwing to him.
Yeah.
Johnson didn't have squat.
No. He had Carr, I think, to start, and then
I think he might have been postcard.
was it? Okay, it could have been.
But look, he had Sage Rosenfeld.
Yeah,
he
I mean,
had
name a Houston quarterbacks. That's exactly. He didn't have Deshaun Watson. I know that.
No, he did not. He did not. That would have helped. That would have helped. So Reggie Wayne, I'm with you, man. I hate to say it. This is his third time on the ballot, and maybe look next year. Maybe I don't know. I'm looking at his list, and it gets hard for me to pick 5 even because it is kind of a weak list.
Yeah.
And Wayne can make it because it's kind of a weak list, but I wouldn't have a problem with him being in it.
No, I would love it, but I just personally and I'm as homer as you can get, but I kind of understand that if I would say Wayne, I would say Andre before Wayne anyway. As far as Hall of Fame.
As far as the player, as far as the player,
but it really does hurt me to say it, but I just don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
So next we got another receiver, the receiver heavy, and this one, Torrey Holt, mostly the Rams. Obviously, he was known with the greatest show on turf.
Yeah, I don't even remember him with the Jaguars. They're saying Jaguars. I don't even remember him with them.
This one to me is tough because the greatest show on turf changed football. You had teams starting with like the Chuck and Duck offense of the Oilers with Warren Moon. You had great offenses, right? Then you had the K gun with Kelly and the Bills, prolific offenses. But the Rams, St. Louis Rams at that time, they showed the possibilities of what offense could do for the NFL as a product.
Right.
And the NFL said, yes, give us some more of that. And then rules started changing to favor offenses because they felt, we want to see more of that. I mean, it was Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, Marshall Faulk, and Torrey Holt.
Yeah.
These guys changed football. For that alone, I'm putting Torrey Holt in there because I think that entire the guys I just mentioned, Warner's already in, Faulk already in.
Yeah.
Bruce, I'm not sure. Torrey Holt needs to be there because of the change they made to the game.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah, I completely agree. He retired in 2009. So
his numbers don't support it. I mean, the 2 receivers we already mentioned, he doesn't match up their numbers, but I don't care.
No, right. Well, because he essentially catapulted these other guys' numbers, right? I mean, that's kind of the thought process.
Right. They don't exist without guys like this. You know,
Yeah. So
that's not possible.
I agree with you. I think he is, especially in this class. He's in the perfect class. I think right now. I would say yes on him. And again, the reason we don't do numbers and stuff is because they don't tell the whole story. So you have to be able to watch these people play and understand, because you can tell difference makers and stuff like that. And he was a part of that. So I agree.
It's the eye and the smell test. He passes both.
Exactly. It's always the eye and the smell test. You can tell who's going to be a great player. They just move differently, and he was a part of a system that, quite literally changed the game to what it is now. So, you got to get credit for that, right? I mean, you just have to.
For me, he's in. He's in.
Yeah, he's in.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt that he's in this class, by the way. I think that will help propel him in anyway. So
and he retired in 09. So I mean, he's getting to, he might be in the senior class. I hope that doesn't happen.
He's about ready. So
this dude needs to be in. He needs to be in.
Yep. All right, moving on.
Thank God we get off receivers right for a second.
Yeah, no doubt.
But this is tough too. Richard Seymour.
See, this isn't tough for me. I did not like. I thought he'd always kill the Colts, but he was a really good player. He is just not a Hall of Famer to me. He's a really good player because I remember he was pretty good with the Raiders. I think he benefited with the New England system.
Big time.
I think he's a really good player. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't even think it's close. And I'm not looking at stats or anything. So I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Even though when we talked about team success, as far as like Johnson, obviously he has that in spades, but
right.
I don't see it.
I think that, to me, this is one of the first guys where I really, really started hating the Patriots.
Him and Willie McGinnis.
Belichick letting go of guys who are still damn good. McGinnis, Seymour. And I think I agree with you 100%. I think Belichick, by cutting him loose, might have cost this guy the Hall of Fame, because I think if he stayed with the Patriots, I think we're talking about him being a Hall of Famer. But
I think it's a little different, right? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was a beast. He was a beast. I couldn't believe when the
Very good player. Yeah, no, absolutely, very good player. I mean, you could tell because he was even good for the Raiders. He just wasn't as good.
Something back then with the Raiders, especially because they sucked.
Yeah,
they sucked. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't even know why he's honestly on here.
I was thinking the same thing. I don't know how he made the finalist list, it's a weak class, obviously, but man, I didn't even know that he would be considered, to be honest. So I would say no. That's a no-go.
I'm saying no, and unlike some of the other guys that we talked about, I just don't see going forward where he's a viable candidate, period.
I agree. So when we're talking about Wayne, we're talking about Johnson and stuff like that. You know why they're finalists. I mean, it makes sense. This one does not necessarily make sense to me. So
not really. Early part of his career, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he was again, he's a good player, but I just don't know how, he's a finalist. So
yeah. So next we got another defender, thank God, Jared Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and look, I'm older than you, so I got to see a lot more of Jared Allen than you did. And
well, I mean, he was in 04, so
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, started playing 04, went to 15. I love Jared Allen. I love his heart. I love the way he played. In a weak class, he's in to me.
He's above Seymour to me.
Yeah, no, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And if you're struggling as a voter of who to put in, this is the year for Jared Allen. I think
this would be the year. If he doesn't get in this year, he might struggle for a little bit.
Yeah, and I hope not, because man, this guy played like no one's business. I mean,
he was awesome, especially for Minnesota. I don't remember him with the Chiefs, to be honest. So
I don't either.
Was that near the end? I'm assuming.
No, near the beginning.
Yeah, they're making it sound like it was the beginning. So I just don't remember him with. I just don't remember him with them.
Well, white guy on defense, you don't remember that shit.
Yeah.
No. But no, I'd say in a weak class, he's in my opinion.
Yeah. So are you saying he's in this year?
I think so. The way I'm looking at this whole thing, yeah, in my opinion, he's in. He's in my top 5
of this class, right? Yeah.
This class, yeah.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. Yeah, he's in. He's in.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't get in this year, I think he'll struggle because if I recall, some big names are coming up, and he needs to get in with the weak class. To me,
yeah, because the numbers aren't.
No,
they don't. Which is one of the bad things. Numbers,
Yeah, again, numbers don't necessarily, but because I thought he was a great player, but
So speaking of which, you want lack of numbers, offensive tackle Willie Anderson, Bengals and Ravens, Jesus Christ.
I really don't know where to go with this. The offensive linemen in general are just so hard to, because I remember Willie Anderson with the Bengals, but
they recently started tracking sacks and pressures versus a particular lineman. That's a fairly recent nuance.
Yeah.
So it gets really hard to quantify. So these guys are definitely eye and sniff test, right?
Yeah. And to be honest, I didn't follow him that much, but I remember him with the Bengals. I don't know if I really remember him with the Ravens.
Well, he played in a relatively weak AFC North
conference. Yeah, at the time, yeah. Came in 96.
Yeah.
96, right? Oh, yeah, 96.
I'm going to say no again, man.
Yeah. And I might plead a little ignorance on this as well, because.
Well, look, I think even the electors, the 50 or so electors, they'd have plead ignorance, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So a lot of what they're doing is feel facts.
Yeah, just like we're doing.
Especially with tackles, or guards or whatever, man.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm saying
no. We're both going no-go with that. So this one's an interesting one. Rondé Barber. Huh. Yeah.
I always think he was the better of the two.
Yeah. Tiki was a pretty good running back later on in his career with the Giants, but
he's also kind of an arrogant dick. I never liked him.
Oh, he was a prick, especially when he's calling games on NBC. Jesus.
Rondé, I've always loved.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, fairly humble dude that played lights out. He played for a championship team. They won Super Bowl.
Yep.
Pretty darn good.
Really good at cover 2.
Well, that's what they ran in Tampa.
Yeah.
Actually, the only team I've ever seen who actually ran it correctly.
Yeah. Well, when you have the players and you have like Warren Sapp and stuff up front, it makes it a little easier.
Made the entire difference there. Rondé Barber was a good player, really good player. And in a weak class, I could see where he goes in.
Yeah.
I mean,
In a weak class, if this wasn't a weak class, I'd say no go, no way. Is he getting in this class?
There's a possibility. I think is one of his best possibilities. I would go for him with this class. I would.
I'm gonna say no. No. I just don't see it.
Well,
I mean,
here's
he's a good cornerback, but man, when you're talking there's some bad dudes at cornerback, and he's just not up there to me, but maybe.
Well, here's a tougher selection for you. Tony Baselli,
Yeah.
offensive tackle.
Yep.
The first draft pick of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep.
I think Baselli is hurt by a pretty short career.
Yep.
And the fact that he played for the Jaguars. Although, those of you old enough to remember, Jaguars as an expansion team, they made it to the AFC Championship game under Tom Coughlin in short order, and that was unheard of in the day.
Yep. Quarterback was Mark Brunell, if I remember correctly.
So he was their cornerstone. Played a very, very short time.
Yeah, not enough time, especially for a tackle.
Yeah, I think that's him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was standing.
Yeah, he was great.
Standing.
Yeah.
But dude, 6 years on the offensive line.
No, see, I think there's only a couple positions that could get away with like a short, like a Derek Thomas when he played for the Chiefs, and he was obviously crazy good, and he died, but that ended his career. But you could tell, and he's racking him up, and you could tell he's a Hall of Famer. I think it's too hard for a offensive tackle with that short of a career. So I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, a great career.
He was a great player. Yeah, if he'd have played longer, okay, but not with 6 years, man.
Yeah. So we move on to Leroy Butler from the Packers, the safety.
Yeah, and I do remember him. He was a good player.
Very good player. Very good. Not a Hall of Famer.
He has a Super Bowl win.
Yeah. Yeah, he played with Favre's. Super.
No, not a Hall of Famer. No.
Not a Hall of Famer. No.
I don't even think it's close, to be honest.
I don't either.
Like
again, I think
he was a good safety. That's what he was.
It speaks to the weakness of this class.
Yeah. Yeah, he shouldn't even be. He would never be a finalist if there's just no way.
Yeah.
I mean, so he retired in 2001, so he's going to be on the senior list here soon, right?
Yeah, yeah. Here's an interesting one. First year of eligibility, Devin Hester. Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
First year of eligibility, I would say no. However, I think he's going to get in this year.
And I think he should.
I think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Not as a wide receiver.
No, obviously no. But a punt returner, kick returner, that dude was amazing.
Yeah, for all you dudes who want punters and kickers in, you better have some returners in. And this dude is first among them. I mean, there's only so few that could electrify. He was ridiculous.
Yeah.
He was absolutely ridiculous. That kick return for a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Holy cow. Holy cow.
Yeah.
This dude was ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's very few guys back in the day that you kick away from. There's no way you're putting in this dude's hands. And he led everybody in that. You're not kicking to this dude. You'll put it out of bounds and put him on the 40 before you kick to this dude.
Yeah.
He was ridiculous.
He was. I mean, he belongs in the Hall.
He's in the Hall to me. He's in the Hall. Put him in this year. I don't give a crap.
Yeah. No, with the weakness of this class, we've been going over it. I think he's a Hall of Famer no matter what. If I was, splitting hairs, I don't think he should be in on the first try, but it makes sense for him to go in this year. He's a Hall. He's a Hall of Fame player. He was amazing.
Don't make this dude wait. It just mean, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you got Sam Mills.
Yeah. This one I'm not that familiar with. I kind of remember him with the Panthers. I definitely don't remember him with the Saints.
I'm definitely familiar. He was brutal, man. He was awesome linebacker. God, it just speaks to the weakness of this class. I mean, there's just no numbers to support it. There's no, and not in my top 5 with this class. He's not there, and unfortunately, he's getting long in the tooth. So,
yeah,
he might be a senior selection.
I don't see it. There's nothing that comes to mind I'll plead a little bit of ignorance on this one, but that just shows that just shows that he wasn't like a standout. So
he was a standout, but not to the extent that you youngsters should.
Right. I mean, if he came in '86, I was just born. So, yeah, I'd say no go. This one's interesting. Zach Thomas. He very good linebacker with the Dolphins.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how long he played for the Cowboys for like a year or something, but on his way out. But
I gotta be honest. So he was an overachiever. He was an undersized, slow, white guy linebacker. He overachieved. I think the best thing I remember, his sister married the defensive end for the Dolphins.
Jason Taylor.
Yeah.
That's
the thing I remember most about Zach Thomas. Look, I know he's a fan favorite and all that.
Yeah, I mean he was a good linebacker, but
he was,
again, not a Hall of Famer to me.
Yeah, I think this is more sentimental than anything. No.
Yeah. I just don't see it. I don't see Hall of Fame.
No.
Yeah. So Patrick Willis. No.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. But damn.
He was really, really he was on a trajectory to go to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But no, not after you retire abruptly after 7 years. No. That's a no-go. That's a non-starter to me. So, I mean, that's just the way I feel. He was very talented. He was, again, if he had kept playing. But that's just my thoughts was, if you retire that early, I didn't necessarily think Calvin Johnson should have got in that quickly because he retired early, even though he's obviously a Hall of Fame player and he played longer than Willis. But when when you retire early and abruptly, I don't know.
Yeah, screw you, Barry Sanders. Fuck you. How'd you get
Well, I
it?
mean, he played for 10 years, so. Hey,
Yeah.
was there any doubt that Barry Sanders is a Hall of Famer? Come on.
No, you're right. Patrick Willis was a great player. I think we all wanted to see him play longer. I applaud the fact that he went out on his own terms. That was awesome.
Yeah, sure. No, yeah.
I mean, don't you love to see that?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. No,
There's a difference between saying, you know what, I'm done with this, say Willis or Barry Sanders versus AB, throwing up deuces and jumping jacks in the end zone at MetLife Stadium. I mean, there's a difference. How you go out.
He has a nice six-pack, though. I'll say that.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Not bad. There's a difference, man.
Yeah.
How you go out. I do appreciate the guys who do go out on their own terms. I do.
No, I do too. It's nothing against them. It's just I think 7 years too short.
Yeah. Again, so I think it goes back to what we were talking about with Seymour. If he had played more with the Patriots,
yeah,
that dude would have been first ballot.
Yeah.
But the Patriot way is not to let that happen.
Yeah. So, only one player can go that way with the Patriots.
No good. So so this is a weak class, right?
Yeah.
Good for some of them, not good for others.
Yeah. Well, we still got one more. We still got one more to discuss.
Who's that?
Bryant Young, D tackle for the Niners in the mid 90s.
Yeah, I know who Bryant Young is.
Again,
I don't know how I missed that.
No, I would say no.
I need to attend production meetings. This is why I miss Bryant Young.
Well, because it's under like this.
There's a damn ad. Okay.
Yeah, I know. There's an ad right there. I would have missed it too, but I just happened to scroll down.
Yeah, no.
Did we even make it to 5?
Honestly, okay. Let's just do it. Pick 5.
Okay.
Here you go.
Whew. All right, so we both did Holt.
Holt, definitely.
Hester.
Yes, 2.
Okay. Okay.
Wow, we are mean.
Yeah, we are. Man.
Damn. All right, let's put some more people in.
Okay.
Damn, dude.
We literally only had 2.
We had 2.
Oh no, we had 3. We had Jared Allen too. I forgot about him.
Oh, we like Jared. Cool.
So we had 3.
Right.
So we need to pick 2 more.
All right. So look, if I'm picking 2 more, then I'm gonna go with Andre Johnson. I'm gonna put him in.
Yeah, I will too.
Okay. He didn't have the numbers of Reggie Wayne, but he played with far inferior quarterbacks, and he passes the eye and the sniff test.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude was a beast. He
Yep.
was a beast.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, one more.
One more. I don't have another one, man. I'm looking at these guys. This is a weak class.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll put my boy Reggie Wayne in.
Sure. Yeah, you might as well. I mean,
look at that. That's a weak class, man. And not disparaging these guys.
Well, yeah, I mean,
obviously had awesome careers. Not saying they didn't. It's just that against who's already in the Hall of Fame? Come on.
Yeah.
So
I'll go Reggie as well. Just why not? Because I think eventually he will anyway. But
he will, and he should, and he should. I do think he should be in there. The guy's won a Super Bowl. He has the numbers. You know, he should be in there. And hopefully, this is the third time for eligibility. I hope, maybe, sure, why not?
yeah,
Why not?
so
This class,
it's very weak class. Very weak.
it sucks.
It's been a while since I've seen a class like this. Because we just came off the Peyton class and then
Well, and they actually expanded the class for the 100th anniversary and all that shit. And of course, with COVID, you had two of them getting inducted at the same time.
Yeah. So, well, there it is.
I guess we're done.
I think we're done here.